High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit, not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else, no matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together.
And that's why I don't eat chicken. Hi, everybody. Welcome to an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2022 8-Man Classic here at Middleton High School. I'm Paul Kingsbury alongside the Will Henneke. It's good to have you, Will. We haven't done a game together for a long time.
I was starting to take it personal, but glad to be here.
You should. You should have, actually. Got Will the Thrill on camera as always.
That's a different Will, by the way.
Yeah, we have Will with one L and one with two here today.
That makes me more of a man than him.
And Paul just has still just one U today.
It'd be funny if you spelled his name W-I-L, which you did.
Yes.
If your name was Paul, like P-O-L.
Paul?
Paul.
Yeah, just Paul. Well, here we are. We've got a cross-classification matchup to start things off today. 1A D2 Juggernaut. The Kendrick Tigers going up against the Notus Pirates, just down the street from here. Not pretty short drive for Notus to get here. Kendrick in the orange and black, they are the home team, and Notus in their whites with blue pants, they're going to be the away team going through the lineups right now. Not a bad crowd, Will, especially the Kendrick crowd down here in front of us. Good contingency on the opposite side, Notus. They got quite a few fans over there.
Yeah, all of about a 10-minute drive for them, and there is a big car show going on in Notus. I had to drive through it today, and surprisingly, they did not ask me and my 2011 Chevy Traverse to stop and take part in said car show.
You were robbed.
I was.
Robbed.
People always selling the Traverse short.
They do.
But an important game for both teams. Kendrick defending state championship. Yeah. What they've got to do is they've got to prove that they can punch up and that they can play physical with somebody. They more than have the ability. They more than have the talent.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of do they do it. And then Notus, they're a team where, again, they return a pretty good squad, and they'll receive this opening kickoff here. They're the defending district champions, went into the playoffs last year representing District 3, and they're facing one of the better teams that they're going to see during the regular season right out of the chutes. So it's an important game for both teams to get a W, get an early win.
You know, on Kendrick's side, there's a lot of big names. Of course, Ty Kep, the junior quarterback, 6'2". We've seen him for the last 3 years as he's started as a freshman and come out. Everybody kind of got their eye on him. There's the kick down to about the 13, only gets to about maybe the 15. So Notus will starting their offensive drive a little bit further back than they were hoping.
Whether by design or by good fortune, it was a pooch kick
that
basically got to the sideline and then took a bit of a left-hand turn and just kind of rolled inbounds about another 5-6 yards down the line. And the Notus return man understandably was standing there watching to see it kind of veer to the side and go out of bounds, which it never did, and by the time he picked it up, there were defenders all around it.
Under center, they're going to start things off. Turns, hands it off up the middle, gains about a yard on the play. Run by number 25 for Notus. That's Eli Hill, the senior.
Good running backs for Notus. You got Eli Hill. You've also got Carter Woodland. Woodland, all-conference level player. They're going to be safety security blankets big time for sophomore quarterback Benny Guevara. His first official start, though he played quite a bit of the Notus playoff game last year as a freshman.
Guevara under center again. Pitch out this time to Aspiazu. That one's going to be for a loss. Or is it going to
gained about a yard maybe.
Okay.
Good pursuit by the Kendrick defense, and Aspiazu tried to cut it back, and there was just nowhere to go.
So 3rd and 8 for the Pirates. In game 1 of the 8-man classic, great event put on. There were 4 games, down to 3, and Lapway backed out, and now they were going to play Raft River. In the shotgun now. In motion goes Woodland, goes to the far side, wraps around. Nope, he's going to tuck it and keep it. Gets to the 20, cuts to the outside, gets another couple more yards. Looks like he got a first down. Nice decision by the quarterback, Guevara. And he got the first down.
One last little juke step to pick up those last couple of yards. Kendrick was sitting in a zone, so the defensive back was watching Guevara instead of watching the receiver, Tyler Stevens. That almost enabled him to step up and make a tackle short of the first down, but nice move by Guevara to pick up those last couple of yards and move the chains.
Fresh set of downs for the Pirates. Takes a snap, can keep him. No, it was a direct snap to Hill. And Hill, he moves forward for about 3 yards.
If Notus is going to be effective today, it's going to be things like this. It's going to be the 4, 5, 6-yard plays. It's not, I mean, everybody will take the 80-yard, explosive play, but for Notus, they're going to want to control the line of scrimmage. They're going to want to control the pace. They don't want to get into a run-and-gun shootout with Kendrick because Kendrick has the athletes to make that thing ugly.
Boy, I said 3 yards, and I was way off. It ended up being 2nd and 4. Under center now. Guevara going to the outside is Woodland. Another handoff, gets across to 35. That's Hill again. And they get another first down. So nothing flashy, nothing big.
Nope.
Just moving the football, moving the chains.
If you recall, we saw this in a game here a couple of years ago when Idaho City was playing Oakley, where Idaho City did this same thing, and for a half it really confounded Oakley. And then at halftime, the Hornets made a couple of adjustments and were able to ultimately win that game. But you don't need to be tricky in 8-man football. You just need to execute.
First pass of the day, downfield. It's caught at the 42, brought down at the 39. What a catch.
Grayson Benitez on the receiving end, and if Guevara would have been able to get that ball out a little bit more, Benitez might have taken that all the way to the house. He had gotten behind the safety, just had to wait for the ball just a little bit.
He had to wait for the ball, and the defense wasn't able to get their hands on it. Right over. So there's our first big play of the day. Gets it all the way down to the Kendrick 34-yard line.
Good drive here for Notus, and what you've seen is they've done it with Carter Woodland hasn't touched the ball yet.
Yeah.
Oh, on command.
On command, there it is. In trouble in the backfield, and he's going to get wrapped up and dropped by 4 different Tigers.
Good job by Jagger Hewitt to basically stay composed and stay under control as Benitez was trying to juke, jive, and wail his way out of trouble. And Hewitt just kind of held his ground and waited for Benitez to play himself into even more trouble. And, you'd like to see somebody in a position like that to realize, okay, I'm cooked. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to put the shoulders down and get what I can and live to play another day. But Benitez drifted back an additional 3, 4, 5 yards and made it second in a long way.
So on second down in the shotgun near midfield, finds a man open at the 40, and he gets clobbered immediately. That's a hard hit. Benitez took it like a man and popped right back up.
Trying to catch the number on who that was that hit him. That was a good hit, a legal hit. Shoulder right into the midsection right as he caught it, and brings up a 3rd and long. I think that was Lane Clemenhagen, I believe. I'm not going to stake the family inheritance on it, but that's who I think it was.
So 3rd and 16. Again to midfield, airing it out over everybody's head. Throws it to his own sideline and out of bounds. And that brings up a 4th and a very long way. Let's see what they do.
And that was a smart play call by Joe Woodland, the head coach over at Notus. You got 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16. You don't have to – it's 4-down territory in 8-man football.
Yeah.
You don't need to get all 15, 16 yards. You just maybe want to get 8 or 9.
Yep.
And leave yourself a manageable 4th down, but unfortunately for Notus, the throw sailed, and now you got 4th and a long way.
So sitting on the right hash, 4th and 16. We're at 7.5 left here in the first quarter. Under center. Turns. They're going to try and pass out of it. They're going deep. They've got Stevens downfield, and it's picked off at the 11-yard line. Coming back the other way is Hewitt. Jagger crosses the 30, the 40, and scampers out of bounds at the 48. Pick for Jagger Hewitt, and the Tiger offense is set to come back out on the field.
In some contexts, it works the same as a punt, except Hewitt, an exceptional athlete, got a nice return and was able to flip that field a little bit. If you're able to get that pick and tackle him on the spot down at the 10-yard line, you're in good shape. But instead, he's able to turn around and run it all the way back to almost midfield.
So Kendrick set up nicely here for their first possession. And notice, not a bad drive. They worked their way all the way back from about the 10-yard line where they started. Ends with a turnover.
You got to stay ahead of the sticks, and it's such a cliche, but when you get into 2nd, 3rd, and 4th and long, that's a big problem, and that's what sunk that drive. Early in the drive, what did they do? It was 3rd and manageable. It was 2nd and manageable, but the second you got to 2nd and 17, that kind of forces your hand a little bit.
Offsides was the call. I think Sawyer Hewitt just got a little bit anxious on his route. Cap in the shotgun. It's 1st and 15. Back to pass again. He's got him over. They had him. Decided not to throw it. There's going to be a flag down in the backfield, and Kep is absolutely leveled at the 35-yard line, but it might not matter with the flag.
Pretty good coverage by Notus, but then also good pressure. Tyler Stevens getting in there, also breaking loose Aaron Jimenez, one of the better defensive players in the district. Whether you're talking Division I or Division II football, you're not going to have that much time against this Notus defensive front. It's got to be a quick look, 1 read, 2 read, and then get out of there. And Kep, a very good runner, very good runner.
Yeah.
If one of those first 2 reads isn't open, maybe you have enough time for a third. You don't have time to dance back there a la, vintage Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
And hope something happens, or else what's going to happen is what we just saw, which was you take a hit and you lose more yardage.
Penalty was on Kendrick. It was a hold. It was declined. So now it is 2nd and 25. A run, and there's another flag. 3 flags in a row on 3 plays for Kendrick. Nope, and they're going to wave it off. Apparently it was spring-loaded in the official's pocket and just kind of popped out.
That can happen from time to time.
I call it, in golf, when I golf, I call it a provisionary. So if I drive and I'm not really sure where the ball went, I'll hit a provisionary ball just in case.
Is that why you always hit 2 shots off the tee?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Good man.
Yes.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's exactly
why waste
right.
the time looking for a ball?
Exactly.
Just buy an extra sleeve.
Oh, just you fish them out of the water.
You can do that too.
Usually when I'm looking for my ball, I come back with 3 others.
Which is a win. That's a net win.
It's a net positive.
The score, you may get an 8 on the scorecard, but if you come out of there with 5 golf balls, who's really winning?
I judge my golf game on cost per shot, and I come out way ahead of
the
guys.
You're ahead.
You can hit the ball 80 times. I hit it 120 times. Who got their money's worth out of that round? Me.
Now we do have a penalty against Kendrick.
So 3 penalties in a row on Kendrick that have pushed them back
well,
every time.
That's not going to make Zane Hobart, the head coach at Kendrick, very happy, that's for sure.
So 2nd and just a really long ways to go. Kep in the shotgun takes it. Got to throw this one out. Got a man coming across the left side. Hits him on the dime at the 35, up the sideline, and brought down at the 10. What a pass. What a catch by number 10, Hunter Taylor, the junior.
That was a good throw and a good adjustment in air, too, as Taylor had to kind of wait for it to come down to him and fade just a little bit to make sure he catch it in stride. But a well-thrown ball, and, talk about getting out of trouble. From second and a mile, you gain a mile and a half, and now you're in the red zone.
That's exactly right. And what a weapon that is. Darn, it's 3rd and 35. Oh, that's okay. We'll just, we'll throw a 60-yard pass.
And that's the thing when you got a quarterback like Ty Kep who feels like he's been in Kendrick since about 1984.
Yeah.
There's nothing he hasn't seen at this point.
Right. Doesn't get rattled. Pitches it out, gives it up to Hewitt. Hewitt cuts back inside, and ball's loose on the turf. Let's see if and it is. It's a turnover. Stevens dove on it. So they get the ball, but they're starting off at their own 4, but they stopped Kendrick from scoring.
Sawyer Hewitt had a nice little run going, and then the ball just got a little slippery there for a second, and Johnny on the spot, Tyler Stevens, and you got, one turnover aside already, and we're halfway through the first quarter. In that context, not the way either coach is going to want to start.
Well, Hewitt got popped. He went right, cut back up the middle, and coming from that left side, I didn't see a number, but he got absolutely leveled.
Yeah, the front, that Notus front, both offensively and defensively, it's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
It's big and it's good, so there's going to be a little bit of hitting going on.
It's a handoff. Made it to about the 5-yard line. Forward progress gets dropped.
Yeah, it looks like he gained about a half yard.
Short gain on the play. Tommy Stamper on the attack.
Now, Kendrick has a big line, too, and an experienced line. When you're talking about, they just mentioned the guy on the tackle, Tommy Stamper, and also Jack Silflo. They've got Dallas Morgan. They've got some experience, and they've got some size up front, too. So it's a good matchup in the trenches in this game.
So second and 9.5. Back to pass from his own end zone. Comes out, and he's going to get tackled for the safety. So Kendrick is going to come away with points one way or another.
Another one there where Guevara trying to extend the play, similar to Kep on the other side, especially when you're own end zone. And this is a learning thing. This is a sophomore making his first official varsity start. You got to know that clock has got to be ticking, and when you're in the end zone, it's got to get out of there. And if it's not out of there right away, you got to run forward. You got to get out of the end zone, and that's a bad break for Notus, a good defensive play to get the ball back, but then a good defensive play by Kendrick to come out of there with 2 points.
So the incredibly common score of 2-0 starts us off here at the 8-man classic. Of course,
exactly what we thought we'd have, right?
This was actually when we did our little bingo card earlier on. That's like my second square from the left.
God dang,
I got it.
You always get the good ones.
Well, I made the card, so.
I had 1-0, which was going to be difficult to achieve.
Yeah, you've never gotten that square.
No.
You
Games don't start with extra points.
You want to rethink that a little bit.
I know.
I was looking at the Friday Night Flash last night, and there was a couple of us putting in scores. And it wasn't me, but a score was put in. It was like -1 with no other score. It was just negative.
Oh.
It was Mullen, actually.
Oh, that's a bad
I was
break.
like, I wonder if it was a forfeit and they just put it in wrong instead of 2-0. They just said, you get -1.
Yep.
Don't know how that happened, but there it is.
Apparently a really bad effort.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. Mullen lost last night. They played their one game a year in St. Regis, Montana, and they played Superior, Montana, one of the top 8-man teams in Montana, and they play it in St. Regis, where Mullen and St. Regis have a cooperative agreement. And head coach Stetson Spooner up in Mullen said, it was a great game in the first half. We were playing great, and then we just wore down a little bit, which against a top-level opponent can happen very easily.
How arrogant do you have to be to name your town Superior?
Show me a town named Inferior.
Well, I can name a few towns that should be named
I could too, but I want to see someone who actually does. Nerdville.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You ever watch the show Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
Nerdman?
Yes.
Like the nerds were actually named nerdy names. What kind of parents did those kids have?
Kelly Kapowski. There's the kick. Kick by Huter, taking it to 40, coming to the near side.
There's room.
A lot of room coming around is that is Silflo. And Silflo scampers across midfield and out of bounds.
Oh, Sawyer Hewitt, number 19, actually, on
Hewitt?
the return, yeah.
Oh, you are correct. My bad.
He's got, and the one thing Kendrick has is they have some speed to burn on the outside, particularly with the Hewitts, and then you got Wyatt Fitzmaurice, you got Lane Clemenhagen, you got a lot of kids that can really run, and and that's where I say, you don't want to get into a situation where you're chasing them sideline to sideline because they're usually going to win that race.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's 1st and 10 from the Notus 42-yard line. Handoff up the middle, breaks free for a couple by Wyatt Fitzmaurice, the junior.
Brought down by Aaron Jimenez.
Might be Clearwater. A football team came up to sit in the stands.
Bunch of red, so very well could be.
That is Clearwater. Alan Hutchins, good guy.
Yep.
Back to this game, 2nd and 9. Another handoff, goes to the left side, breaks the first tackle, and the second. Good chunky yards picked up there by Sawyer Hewitt again.
Pretty good tackle by Ian Hill for Notus, and what we're seeing already is Kendrick on the outside. They're finding space, and they're not necessarily gaining 50, 60 yards, though, they did once, but when they're trying to run, guard to guard, if you will, in that inside gap, Notus is making it really, really hard for them, but they are finding a little bit of space outside the hash marks.
So 3rd and about 4. Kept in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 on the left. Takes the option. Kicks it out, lowers the head, does a somersault for a gain. That was Wyatt Fitzmaurice, but boy, what a tackle.
Tristan Aspiazu, the senior, just sticking his nose in there, weighs all of about 140 pounds, but he went in there and he made a good tackle, stopped the runner short of the line to gain. So Notus with a chance here if they can come up with a stop to get off the field.
Remember when I weighed 140 pounds? 5th grade was a good year.
I was going to say, 3?
Back up. 4th and 1. He's going to keep it himself. Gets the first down. Not much more. He's brought down by the big guy, number 75, Aaron Jimenez.
Jimenez, one of the best defensive players in this district, period. He was an all-conference player last year, and it might have been all-state. I'd have to go look at the list, but
I'm sure he was.
That's a kid that can really play.
You might have to take over. I got Alan coming up.
Uh-oh. Are you in trouble for something?
Oh, yeah. Getting all fired up already. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. So it's healthy. Yes. It's an energy supplement. Exactly. Hey, good to see you, man. Yes. There's the pass. This time Kep goes to the left side. Hewitt again up the sideline. First down plus a couple to the 18-yard line.
Pretty good little juke there. It looked like Notus might have had the play to shut down, but the running back kind of stuck his foot in the ground, swiveled the hips a little bit, and was able to turn it upfield and get a first down.
Alan Hutchins, he's the football coach, the AD. He's a great AD, and I'll tell you why. He has this email he sends out every day, sometimes multiple times a day, to all of his patrons.
Boy, last spring it was about 4 times a day because of all the schedule changes.
But you always know what's going on, right?
Yep.
Up the middle. That's going to bring up 2nd down, gain of about 4.
About 2 minutes to go here in what has been a really rapid first quarter, and again, we're seeing it that Kendrick on the outside is finding some room. They're finding some real estate. Little tougher sledding inside, and that's a credit to the interior of that Notus defense. Just got to close down some lanes and make some better tackles on the perimeter. And if you're Kendrick, I wonder if there comes a point where you just – you don't ever want to abandon that inside running game, but I wonder if you get to a point where you start looking deliberately outside more often.
Gets across the 15-yard line, quarterback keeper. Gain of about 1. That brings up 3rd and short 5. Long 4.
Well, and here's something we're going to see as this game goes on. If you've never been here, we're playing on a turf field here. And as that temperature goes up, temperature is going to go up like big time for those players. And we've seen it before in this event many times.
Yeah,
there are
last
many
year.
examples of the team that doesn't have big cramping issues is the team that is going to win.
Oh, a pass. A little post route went right through his hands. Catchable football. Just couldn't quite bring it down.
I don't know if he got his head turned around in time or something, but he just didn't seem to have his hands ready. Kept through a nice ball, and it looked like it was going to be a touchdown, and it just seemed to almost cross up the receiver a little bit.
So that's going to bring up fourth, and it is about 4. 58 seconds to play here, first quarter.
2-0.
The score is correct. 2-0.
We had a 7-0 game last night.
Yeah, Carey.
Yeah, Grace defeating Carey.
In motion goes Clemenhagen. Takes the option, gives to
Well
Hewitt.
run right there.
So Hewitt receives the option, goes to the right side, and the defense just couldn't catch up to him, did a little geometry.
That was a great play, very well executed.
So there we have actual points put on the board, makes it 8-0. People just tuning in are going to go, oh, yeah, 8-0? That's an 8-man score.
We're about to have potentially the ever unique 10-0.
That's right.
No, that was very well done. Kept reading that, whether it was the outside linebacker or the safety or whoever it was, as soon as that guy commits to Kep puts a pitch right on the dime, and the wide receiver is able to get a good block on the corner, and, that was about as easy as it gets.
2-point conversion across the middle, tapped away, no good. Score remains 8-0, 52 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. We do need to thank our major sponsors here today. It's brought to you by Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealer, as well as we have a local sponsor.
George F. Brocky & Sons, a fourth-generation family business, has been pricing quality peas, lentils, garbanzo beans, Australian winter peas, and rapeseed are over 65 years to north central Idaho and southeastern Washington. These products are cleaned and then shipped under the top-notch and sun-dried brands to nearly every continent on the planet. Our Northwide customers have come to expect quality products in every shipment. At George F. Brocky & Sons, we will build relationships with our loyal customers to help maximize yields and ensure quality. Stop by our facility in Kendrick and say hello. As always, go Tigers.
They probably don't ship a lot to Antarctica. That's probably one of the continents they don't ship to. I don't know.
Well, I mean, who's growing garbanzo beans in Antarctica? Those penguins got to get them from somewhere.
Exactly. Pretty niche market, though, I'm guessing.
Somewhat. But, hey, if you're good at it.
It's true. Find a niche, fill it.
Yep.
That's the way it works. That's what, we did 25 years ago this year. No, sorry. 20? 25? Yeah, it is 25.
Congratulations, old man.
Yeah, on the math there. It's Idaho Sports' 25th anniversary. Another little punch kick, and that's picked up by Woodland. Doesn't get much, but they're still not in bad field position, about the 38-yard line.
No, pretty good field position here, and 8-0 is by no means, especially as we near the end of the first quarter, panic time for Notus, but they had that good first drive, and hopefully for them they can have a good answer here and have another good drive to answer Kendrick a little bit, who has kind of tipped the field back the other way after Notus's first good drive.
That drive ended in a pick that was run back across midfield, ended up a fumble. Notus took it back and then ended up getting tackled in their own end zone for a safety, made it 2-0. And then we just saw Hewitt run it in for a touchdown. 2-point conversion, no good. Like that pass. It's now second and still 10, no gain for Notus. 44 seconds left. A little bit of a wind coming. Looks like it's going to be coming almost right in at Notus. So the wind blowing left to right. A run to the right side. Hill. And Eli Hill picks up a couple of yards, makes it third and about 7. Right at the 40-yard line. Clock running, 24 seconds. And they are just going to walk off to end the quarter.
And that's going to be end of the first quarter.
So at the end of one, Kendrick up 8-0 over Notus. We're going to step away for a second, take a quick break. You're watching the 2022 8-Man Classic live on IdahoSports.com. We'll be right back for the second quarter.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, welcome back. It is the second quarter about to get underway. Interesting first quarter, not exactly what may have been drawn up in the minds of the fans here. So Notus hanging tough with Kendrick.
They need to string together a couple of first downs here. You got third and long a little bit, and as we mentioned earlier, you don't want to get into a position where you're chasing Kendrick either on the scoreboard or on the field. That's advantage Kendrick in a big, big way. It's a good football team. It's not a defending state champion by accident. They were no fluke last year, and I expect them to be one of the last teams standing this fall as well.
Pass to the outside, little screen pass. Going to get brought down for a loss.
Timing got thrown off when Guevara bobbled the snap a little bit, and it's really tough to execute those timing plays when something like that happens. And Kendrick, by the time Ospiazu had the ball, half the town of Kendrick was over there waiting for him. And, he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Last year or the year before, we had our football preview show, and I picked Kendrick as a dark horse, and everybody made fun of me. And then they won. It's the only time I've ever made a bold prediction and it came out true. Only time. And now they're expected to, so I can't do it again.
Well, and they'll do it for a couple years too.
They
This
will.
is not they were not a 1-year wonder. They're not even going to be a 2-year wonder. They could be a 3 or a 4-year wonder.
So there's a little punt.
I like that, the old Australian-style rollout rugby punt, if you will, where make the Kendrick defense play defense, and then you just pooch it over them, and it rolls down inside the 10-yard line. So that wound up being a good play for Notus.
I need to talk to Andy Ankney, the athletic director here at Middleton, and see if this field is level. That ball just kept slowly rolling.
Just kept going.
That wind is blowing towards it, though.
Boy, it feels good, too. Earlier this week when it was in the mid and upper 90s down here in the valley, this is entirely manageable, and hopefully, it won't stay like this. It won't stay, 80 degrees, but as long as we don't end up at 104, I can deal with it.
Yeah, hopefully we have Will outside the press box in front of us, and he's in the sun, so hopefully it doesn't hurt the equipment.
Yeah. You've got 2 sons. You can afford to lose one.
That's right. Little pitch out coming to the near side across the 10 for Fitzmaurice. Goes out of bounds at the 16. So that's going to bring up second and a couple.
Yeah, 8 yards to the outside, just a toss sweep, and then you just turn it into a race. And, I feel like we've already said it too often. So, that horse is dead. I can identify the horse is dead, but that's advantage Kendrick when they're able to get some speed going to the edge.
Yeah, and that's across the spectrum of the 8-man game. If you can get to the edge with speed, you can go a long way.
Well, you're playing on the same size field with 3 fewer defenders, and a lot of times if you get a seal on that defensive end, you've basically got a cornerback.
Yep, exactly. Takes the snap. Pass across the middle. It's caught complete Hewitt, cross midfield.
He's gone.
They're not going to catch him. They dive for him. Does a little high step to get away. And a touchdown, about 82 yards-ish.
It was about 80, about 82 yards.
So big 82-yard touchdown. And he has such great touch. Like as soon as he throws it, you can see
Very
it.
well thrown ball. Very well.
What's funny is the officials just now got to the end zone and raised their hands because they have to. But they got there a little after everybody else. That was pretty funny.
I'd still be at about the 15. Now, that was a heck of a throw, a heck of a catch, and that's what Kendrick does well. That's where they're going to be able to exploit teams and turn scores sideways really quickly. Because they have multiple kids that can do that. It's not just Jagger Hewitt. They've got 5-6 kids that can make that play, and obviously Kep can make that throw.
Going for the 2-point conversion across the middle. And that one knocked away again. Good defense.
Excellent play. Carter Woodland, excellent play.
So now we got a football score, 14-0. Kendrick up on Notus here in game 1 of our triple header today from Middleton High School. Don't forget, you can make memories of this game last a lifetime, Will. You can own the digital game file of this game. Just $10. Click the button right there on your webcast player. If you're on a PC, it's in your upper right. If you're on mobile, it's in your bottom left. Just click it. $10. You own it. Wait a couple days. We'll send you a link to the download. You can cut out highlights. You can just watch it again. You can make your own DVD out of it if you want to. It's yours.
You can make reels for Instagram.
You can make Instagram reels.
Yep.
Yeah. You can go viral, as the kids say.
Old people call it viral.
Viral.
Kids probably say something different, blow up or something like that. I'm blowing up on Instagram, Dad.
Hey, Will, you're a kid. What do you call it? Like, you used to say you would go viral, right? So what do you call it now if you put up a reel and it goes big? What do you call it?
Viral. It's
Really?
still viral?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about like you blew up, or is there any other slang like that? You're just not as cool and hip as the other kids? Just viral. All right.
All
See?
right.
We're still cool. No, we're not.
No. It's debatable whether or not you or I ever were, to be honest. But we know the cool lingo. We can go with that.
You know what? I had this one day back in 1997. I think I was cool that day.
Why? What happened?
I don't remember. I can't duplicate it.
Okay.
But something happened. I rode dinosaurs to school. No.
You and your pet pterodactyl.
Come here, Terry. All right, here we go. Kickoff. Kendrick going right to left off the foot of Tristan Jones. No, excuse me, other side, the left-footed kicker. And the onside kick is collected by Mason Kimberling.
Boy, that was close as to whether or not it went the 10 yards. It was right at the line. It was a heck of a kick and a heck of a job to go get the ball.
Well, you can see where they're marking the ball.
Basically right at.
At the 50. Oh, they're going to say it was the 49.
So if it's the 49, okay, no, now they are moving it to the 50.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a beautifully executed onside kick.
Yep.
You got the hop when you wanted it. You had the player where you wanted to receive it. You had Kimberling ready for it.
So it went 10.5 yards.
10.1 yards.
That's not good news if you're a Notus Pirate fan. Handoff. Hewitt breaks free, gets the first down. Boy, he's brought down hard from behind.
Carter Woodland came in and tried to punch that ball free, and it's a good football play, but man, you don't want to miss, or you don't want someone to miss and catch you in the kidneys on accident or something like that. But a nice, 12 yards right up the middle, and you got to think that Notus defense, which is also its offense, they've all of a sudden been on the field a lot.
Kep options out again to Hewitt. Hewitt goes around the right side. That kid's got to be getting tired at this point.
Which one?
Hewitt. They've gone to him an awful lot here in the first quarter
it's
2 minutes.
It's a lot easier when you're the one determining the action. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
You got, Carter Woodland. You got some of these other kids. Ian Hill. You've got they're the ones doing the chasing, and those are the ones when you're having to read and react and then go get a guy. And that's going to pay dividends for Kendrick as this game goes on, as they're starting to, the anaconda squeeze is starting to happen here. 14-0, and now you're down at the 30-yard line. You got a chance to make it a 3-score game here.
And we're only 10 minutes.
Yeah, early in the second quarter.
Yeah. Cap drops the football. Boy, you don't see that too often.
No.
He just went to kind of move it around to set the ball, slipped out of his hands, and that's a loss.
Yep. Break there for Notus is now Kendrick behind the chains a little bit. Let's see if they can take advantage.
2nd and 12. So if you're Kendrick, this is just me. If I'm Ty Kep, I'm saying we're going end zone. I just fumbled the snap.
I want to pad my passing stats.
I'm going to make everyone forget about what just happened. We're just going to go deep to the end zone. The officials coming together right now.
Oh, 3rd down. They had to change the down marker.
Nice catch by the side judge.
Yep.
Look at him. So 3rd and 12. Receivers on the left. All by himself in the backfield. Yeah, there they go.
Oh, wide open.
Oh, and off of his fingertips. Couldn't bring it in.
Lane Clementhagen, it was one of those where he was so open. Grayson Benitez was in chase mode, but he was a good 4 or 5 yards behind him.
You want me to put it in here? Boy, he just had to kind of turn around and reach, and he just wasn't there anymore.
Off the fingertips, yep. And that's another break for Notus. So it went from 2nd and about 5.
Yeah.
Then you get the dropped snap, and now you get the dropped pass, and if you make a play here, you got a chance to get off the field.
So receivers, one on each end. 4th and 12 for Kendrick. Kep, midfield, throws downfield, goes up, caught at the 18, and this time Jagger Hewitt.
He might have got there. Let's see.
Well, they're going to have to guess because there was no official there. So they're going to mark him down at the 1.
Well, and I think the Kendrick fans aren't going to like it. I think that the official made the proper call because I think his hip came down and then he kind of reached it over. So I think they made the right call, but 1st and goal at the 1/3 yard line.
Well, they're missing that one official that's usually in the back. They got the 4 officials here instead of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And so that one official that would have been there in the back is, whatever. Basically just quick run in by Ty Kep. So another touchdown makes it 20-0.
And a couple of big conversions, and that's another well-thrown ball by Kep who's been on point. He's hit some big throws down the field, and they haven't all been easy throws. They've been very good throws. They've been on the money, and as a result, here's Kendrick on the verge of being up 22-0 against a Division I playoff team last year.
Right. 2-point conversion is no good.
8:36 left in the first half.
So we have yet to complete a 2-point conversion. So Notus is playing good goal line defense.
Well, what they need now is they need to replicate that first drive. They need to keep the ball out of Kendrick's hands because these drives for Kendrick have gotten progressively quicker and quicker and quicker. The Hewitt touchdown came with 10.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and that score, there's 8.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter now. So 2 minutes in between touchdowns. You don't have to have gone to math college to understand.
Phew.
You extrapolate that out, that's a really ugly score when it's all said and done. Joe Woodland, no doubt, talking to his players right now, in particular that big, talented offensive line, saying, we need to get some push. We need to get some first downs, and realistically, they probably need to get on the board here. Well, I mean, unless they want to lose something to 0, they've got to get on the board, period. But as far as recapturing some momentum, a drive that takes maybe 4 or 5 minutes off the clock that ends in a touchdown can swing this one a little bit, because bear in mind, Kendrick gets the ball to start the second half.
That is Chris Wood down there on the sideline, that judge that caught the third down.
Is that Chris?
I believe that's Chris Wood down there.
Wow. I haven't seen Chris in a long time.
I know, Woody.
The big dub.
We could do it all day.
People are saying, please no.
Another little punch kick goes to no man's land.
And it's going to die again. Same one.
And it's picked up. And he goes nowhere but back.
Boy, that kickoff team for Kendrick has been outstanding so far today.
So Notus starting deep in their own territory at about the where are they going to say that was? Yeah, that's about the 16-yard line.
Well, and I know we have some 8-man coaches from around the state who are going to tune in today.
Wait, there's people watching?
Yeah,
I
hope so.
I just got nervous.
Sam Thorngren over in Butte County, they picked up a big win last night over Valley. He was going to be tuning in today.
Tell you what, have you eaten at his
I haven't yet.
Ooh,
and no joke. No joke.
There's a pickup of a couple. It's going to make it 2nd and 8.
I contemplated, I had a Saturday this summer where I had nothing to do, and I was bored out of my mind.
So why not drive to Arco?
I almost drove to Arco for lunch to go to his place. Now, that probably says more about the status of my life than it does Sam's place, but you've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, you say it's great, so, hey, why not?
Had dinner with him and a bunch of the other guys. That was after a football game, so I've eaten there a couple times. Back to pass, nowhere to go. He's going to have to run it himself. Gets to the 20, pushed out of bounds at about the 23.
Okay, and that's a very smart play there by Guevara. He dropped back. He had his 2 receivers. They were both covered, so you know what he did? He just put his foot down, and he drove, and he went north and south, and he picked up, 6-7 yards and made it 3rd and extremely manageable. That was a smart play.
A nice 3rd and 2. They're on the right hash. You got a lot of room on that left side. 7:51 it looks like on the clock. Guevara hands it off, gives it again.
It's going to be short
to Hill, and Hill is going to be short. Not much of a gain. They might have put it up about a yard.
Yeah, going to be 4th and a full one.
So you just go.
Good job by the Kendrick defense there to close that hole down, because Hill had it looked like a little space to get that first down, and then just all of a sudden it just vanished.
On Guevara, a sophomore quarterback, this is even if they don't have, great success this year, it's going to be a great learning year for a lot of these kids. They're a very young team, very, very young team.
Mm-hmm.
And getting a lot of, repetitions and good experience could pay off in the next couple of years. Guevara hands it off, gives it to Woodland. Woodland gets the first down and a lot more as he gets to the 36-yard line.
Well, and I think what you saw right there was 2 things. You saw Joe Woodland saying, I can't afford to punt it back to him.
Yeah.
I can't give them the ball. I've got to try to get the first down. And that might be the first time Woodland carried the ball north and south. They've run a couple of trap plays with him where he's gotten the ball and then handed it to another runner. But that might be his first carry, and you see he rips off 15 yards.
Call that play number 1. Just give it to him. And overthrows his receiver. Kind of a little screen pass.
Tried to lead him forward. He was trying to lead Aspiazu upfield, and Aspiazu hadn't really turned and headed that direction yet.
Yeah.
And then the thing with Notus is realistically, I think they're the favorites in the 1A Western Idaho Conference, just because of that offensive and defensive line. When and what we saw last night was a tough night for the conference. Wilder had a tough night. Rimrock had a tough night. Idaho City had a tough night.
Yeah.
And Notus so far having a tough morning with a chance to turn it around, but they've kind of got to get going here.
Guevara passes almost intercepted. Hunter Taylor diving for it, couldn't quite get it, so that pass is incomplete, makes it 3rd and 10.
Stevens was open in the zone, but with the read that Taylor made, if Guevara has a better throw, Taylor probably has a pretty easy pick. The fact that it was underthrown may have actually helped Notus in that category.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Temperatures creeping up here today, which doesn't bode well for the cramps.
Yeah, hope everybody has their pickle juice or mustard or whatever.
Or just drank water yesterday.
Yeah. Ooh, hold there. Woodland, I think,
Guevara
got away with a hold.
Guevara airs it out. Might have gotten tipped, and it goes to the Notus cheerleaders. None of them wanted to catch it.
They were open, but
they were open.
They would have had a hard time getting their feet down in bounds over there. I thought Woodland got away with a little bit of a hold that let Guevara get outside the guards, but there just wasn't anything going on that play. Even if Guevara would have been able to get that ball out there, the receiver was well covered.
Yep.
And now here at a 4th and 10, I would think Notus would probably punt. If you were looking at a 4th and 4, 4th and 3, maybe they go for it again. But at a 4th and 10,
see, the good old days of like Charlie Shepard at Salmon River, you never went for it.
Mm-hmm. You actually never kicked. Always went for it.
Yeah. That little punt goes to the 28. And he missed the interception, but he's going to have a great run back. This is Taylor trying to take it back, but he's going to get thrown out of bounds by the quarterback.
I'm interested who that flag is on because
I'm going to guess it's on Guevara.
Taylor got a little bit of the face mask on the stiff arm, which in and of itself is not a penalty, but Guevara might have gotten some as well. It looks like he did.
Yep.
So now you're Kendrick. You're up 20, and you're going to be starting this drive probably on about the 9 or 10 yard line here. It's you don't see too many knockout punches halfway through the second quarter, but you might be looking at one here.
1st and goal from the 10 after the penalty. Ouch.
Right on the 10 yard line. Yep.
But that was a pretty cool takedown by Guevara.
Well, it was a nice job, and I mean I know that he's not a quote unquote punter. He's a quarterback who punts. He's a defensive back who punts, but he was it. You know what I mean? There's another one. Yep.
Taken down from behind, but Wyatt Fitzmaurice, the junior, the ball carrier.
Well, and when the whole body spins and the hand stays on the face mask right in front of, and I think you said that's Chris Wood down there, right?
Yeah. Eagle eyes is what we call him.
Well, you don't need eagle eyes. You can have bat eyes or whatever, and you probably would have seen that. I mean, heck, I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have been bad.
And Notus calling a timeout here is, it's getting a little slippery for them. It's danger zone time, and it's one thing to come here and not win a game, but you want to see your kids competing. You want to see them, making progress and making plays. And it started pretty good for Notus, but here in this second quarter, it's been quick touchdown, get the ball back, quick touchdown, get the ball back, and now on the verge of another quick touchdown. Like, let's say hypothetically they're on the 4? Let's say they score on this play. It will be their 3rd touchdown in less than 5 minutes. And when you're playing Kendrick, that can't happen. If that happens, head over to the concession stand and get a hot dog. Because we got Will
That's not a bad idea.
We got Will with 1 L in here, and if he's going to hang out in here, maybe we should send him for hot dogs.
We should just have a static camera on the field.
Well, and at the moment,
others do it and get away with it.
And at the moment, hope that it follows the action.
Yeah.
Doesn't accidentally lump on to somebody over in the stands who just walking back to their seat with popcorn.
There's the run, trying to force it in. Doesn't get it. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 3.
Well, and Kendrick doing exactly what they want to do right now, which is hit big plays and score quickly. They're utilizing that speed. They're utilizing their athleticism, and they're on the verge of turning this one into a blowout here, and we've still got 5 minutes to go until halftime.
This has been a long first half of play.
Well, long second quarter, because now all of a sudden we're scoring every other play. I like that play.
And there it is.
Inside handoff. I like that.
Touchdown in by Wyatt Fitzmaurice. Little 3-yard run, but it wasn't easy. He had to make that little last push at the end. Makes it 26-0.
pretty good read by the Notus defense because it's a misdirection play, and the idea is you're trying to catch them sleeping. I don't know that they really caught Notus sleeping. Fitzmaurice was just able to squeak across the line.
Fitzmaurice, 5'9", 168. See if they can get a 2-point conversion. They've been blanked so far today.
Same play.
Yep. And this one run in by Sawyer Hewitt. So 28-0. 5:15 left in the first half in game one of the 8-man classic here at Middleton High School. Got 2 more games after this. We've got Clearwater Valley, Glens Ferry, and then Prairie and Oakley. Interested to watch that one. Of course, I haven't watched a Prairie game without a Hasselstrom.
Well, has anybody? Guy was there for 100,000 years.
He was. I
think he's the one who actually selected the name Prairie for the high school.
He did. Him and his family founded Cottonwood.
It was Oregon Trail North before that.
Him and his stepbrother, Lewis Merriweather.
Yeah.
Actually.
Good buddies.
Yep. Yeah.
They used to drink dirty water out of the river together.
It was clean to them.
It all looks the same.
Look at this fresh water.
A little silt. Never hurt anybody.
So I went up to North Idaho, and I drove by Cottonwood twice.
You saw the big dog on the side of the road there?
I did. But going up, right, the Salmon River, beautiful. On the way back, it was chocolate milk.
Really?
Like dark chocolate milk.
Wow.
All the way up. And I couldn't figure out where it came from. Something happened. I know some rainstorms came through, but that was.
You wouldn't think that it would affect it that much.
It was like a whole mountain fell in the river.
Yeah. Ryan, if you're tuned in, clue us in. Let us know what happened.
A little punch kick, and it is dropped to the 18.
Grayson Benitez lost his footing, and a big break for Notus in that the ball bounced right to him. If it would have taken a different bounce, it might be Kendrick ball again inside the 15-yard line.
So 5:14 left here in the second quarter. Notus starts off at their own 18 this time. Talking to athletic director here at Middleton, Andy Ankeny, about all the construction going up all the way around Middleton High School. I mean, 3 years ago, this was cornfields. Like, literally, I remember the cornfields.
Oh, yeah.
Not now.
No. Subdivision going up across the street, right behind the school here.
Yep.
To your right if you're looking at your screen.
It's a handoff, bumps off the first defender, gets by the second, tripped up by the third, picks up a couple of yards, makes it 2nd and 8.
Well, that was some hard work for Eli Hill to just get about 3 yards there, but good job to keep his feet moving and keep the play alive. He was in danger of going down a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. This Kendrick defense is doing a tremendous job just not giving Notus anywhere to go with the ball right now.
Takes a snap, another handoff. This time went nowhere.
Well, and we're already seeing, if you look out here on defense for Kendrick, you're already seeing, Brock Boyer is out there. Tristan Jones is out there. You're already seeing a few. You're all right there. You're right there, champ.
Yeah, the rosters almost went out the window.
All right. You're already seeing Hobart work some kids in, which pays dividends in a multitude of factors. It keeps your ones, if you will, fresh.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're giving valuable game experience against a good opponent to some of your depth players in the first half.
Right. Back to pass. Little sideline route.
Oh, it was read beautifully on the corner here. I believe that's Taylor. He almost turned before the receiver did. It was Benitez a little out and up, and Taylor went. He was kind of mirroring the out and up, and I think he actually broke on the up before Benitez did. Just a really, really good read. Our bungee cords are holding for the moment.
Did they break last time?
One of them came off.
Yeah.
Oop, one came off.
If we don't keep that door open, we'll cook.
Oh.
Back to pass on 4th and 7. They end up a little punt. Lands at midfield.
They're going to have great field position again.
At the 42. Here comes Taylor. Cuts to the outside, the 30, 25-20,
Well,
and brought down from behind. No flags.
That looked like a textbook horse collar, maybe because he only had the jersey.
He just had jersey, yeah. You can grab the jersey. So went from the 45 all the way down to the 16. Great punt return by Hunter. And that sets Kendrick up pretty well with 3:34 left here in the first half. Make sure you check out the 8-man prep cast every week. Brandon Bainey and the guy next to me, Will Henneke. The 8-man prep cast covers the entire state in the 8-man realm. Kep gets it off last minute. Can't complete. That was a good defense as he got rushed by 3 different Pirates.
Boy, Aaron Jimenez, his eyes got really big there for a second because whether it was by design of the defense or just a good play by him, he was in perfect position to maybe go make a play on that ball, and it floated up there, and it was out of his reach.
Yeah.
But he was in a good position defensively to make sure even if it was completed, it wasn't going anywhere.
2nd and 10 now for the Tigers. Kep in the shotgun. Hands it off. Met immediately and dropped. Loss of maybe a yard.
Ian Hill coming in there to make the play. I don't know if that was a designed run blitz, but boy, as soon as Kep handed it off, there were about 4 white shirts standing there waiting for the ball carrier.
And really, if Kendrick kept the ball on the ground every play, this game would be very, very close. It's that air game that just sets them apart.
Well, it's created explosive plays. It's been chunks. Think back to that 3rd and about 25 where they threw for 45 yards. There's another good read by that Notus defense.
Puts them back further.
Was that Ian Hill again? I think so. Couple of nice plays back-to-back by Ian Hill, sophomore.
So 4th and 13 for Kendrick from the Notus 19-yard line.
And Notus has gotten here 3 or 4 times. It's this play that's hurt him.
Yep.
It's been that deep post. It's been that go route. It's been whatever it is. This is the play that Kendrick has executed very well to keep drives going and, you know, in a couple of instances, score.
Yep. And a timeout taken by Kendrick with 2:19 left in the
now
first half.
Kendrick lost 2 games last year. You know, they were a special team, obviously, state champs, 9-2. Their 2 losses were to Division I teams. They lost to Genesee, and then they lost to Oakley, a game that you and I did. So Zane Hobart has said one of the things that we need to do is we need to punch up a little bit. We need to challenge ourselves a little bit. And this make no mistake about it, this is a challenge. They're not playing a patsy here. They're not playing a cupcake. And they're playing well. They have played very well in this first half. You're talking about they have a chance to have a lead somewhere in the mid-30s at halftime, essentially, quote-unquote, on the road against a 1A Division I team. It's been an impressive showing so far for Kendrick.
And next week, Kendrick is meeting Oakley there in Cambridge, and we're trying to get there. We're not sure if we're going to get there or not. I'm going to Cary, Butte County and Cary. Then Kendrick hosts Wilbur Creston Keller. There's a pass across the middle, right at his right foot.
Good pressure up the middle. Kep really couldn't step into it and deliver a good throw. Everybody's kind of standing around. Was there a flag down? Nope. There just kind of seemed to be this hesitation. Now, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Alan Hutchins came up here to bromance with you a little bit. Didn't even acknowledge me. I'm not going to take it too personally.
I wouldn't.
I will give him a hard time about it later, though. Where's your Clearwater Valley T-shirt? He didn't hand you one. What's going on here?
I know.
Coaches, you can always curry favor with broadcasters if you bring them swag.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Cole Valley gave us some hoodies last year. Cary, I've got all sorts of Cary gear.
I've got an Oakley T-shirt. Cade Craner, former coach, gave it to me a couple years ago.
Nice. It's a handoff.
A little bit of a slow developing play. Good job
Was.
by that Kendrick front to kind of collapse the pocket and not really give him anywhere to go. I mean, if you're Notus at this point, you may be happy just picking up a first down and running out the clock and getting into the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, you're at a minute 55, clock running right now.
You don't want to give Kendrick the ball back.
No. 2nd and 10. And if you take your time, you could get away with that too. Back to pass. Has to sidearm it to get rid of it. There's nobody around. So the officials are talking
They're
about
basically making sure, does it meet all the parameters?
Yeah.
I would think that's got to be an intentional grounding. There wasn't even a white shirt on this side of the field other than, number
the JV kid.
Yeah, the number 84 there who's playing ball boy.
Yep. And there's the right call.
And that's fine. I mean, I have no problem with the officials getting together saying, "Hey, this is what I got. Do you have it?"
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Let's put the flag down and and the unfortunate part for Notus is that stops the clock.
Yep.
So you're back to the 12, and I think, I don't know that there's any question at this point that you're gonna run the football and get that clock going. But with a minute 38 to go now, you're giving the ball back to Kendrick in some capacity, and they've had an explosive return game so far today.
So 3rd and 17. Little pitch out on the far side. Almost back. Well, they did get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Got the penalty yardage back.
So 4th and 10. Clock stopped.
Kendrick called a timeout. Yep.
They want the clock stopped to get the ball back.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's the first half.
First half.
You get into the 3rd and 4th quarter,
Yep.
maybe you manage the game a little bit differently, but in the first half,
all gas, no brakes.
Especially in 8-man football.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
I mean, I went to a game a couple of years ago. It was in Wilder playing Idaho City, where Idaho City was probably up something like 42-14 in the second half.
Ooh.
And Wilder came back and won it. It's a big field, and you don't have as many players out there, and you get a couple of fumbles, you get a couple of penalties, you get a couple of sacks. All of a sudden, the game can look a lot different.
We have on the schedule, I think it's Butte County at Wilder this year.
Mm-hmm.
Had a rough night last night.
Well, Butte County didn't. They
Butte
had
County
a really
didn't,
nice
Wilder
night.
did.
Trayton Allen, the running back for Butte County, 4 carries, 3 touchdowns.
Little one hopper to the quarterback. And he's going to get dropped for a huge loss back at the 11.
He wanted to kick it, but that low snap didn't really give him a chance. Or I assume he wanted to kick it. It looked like kind of that rugby-style rollout kick again. But
so now the $1.26 left. Kendrick gets the ball right at the 11-yard line. So
yeah. Joe Woodland over on the far side. Come on, defense, let's get a stop. He's still in it. He's still working.
One receiver on the left. Hewitt in the backfield with Kep. Little pitch out. And he gets stopped at the 14, so a loss. Again, Notus is playing good run defense.
Yeah, Tristan Aspiazu off the corner, a good job coming up and forcing the running back to kind of plant the foot and stop, and then the help arrived, and you lose 3 yards. It's a good job by the Notus defense.
Off the shoulder pads. He was kind of a little bit off balance. That's kind of an awkward way to catch a football. Just went off his left shoulder pad.
And it's easy to say with hindsight as a guide, Aspiazu was going in for the tackle. If he has his head up looking for the football, he might have had a chance to make an interception there. But he had it again. They had good coverage there. So notice his defense coming out. And they're back in this situation here, 3rd and long, where Kendrick has made some hay today.
Kep Looking to
wide
pass,
open.
and wide open is Denny's. Is Lane Clemenhagen. Makes it a lot to 0. 34 to be exact. And the Tigers are running away with it. With 43 seconds left here in the first half.
A little bit of a pick play, and not in the context where one receiver blocked for the other, but his in-cut just created some traffic that the defender was not able to get around, and Clemenhagen, the only player outside the numbers, pretty easy pitch and catch.
2-point conversion, good, as that was just tossed to Jagger Hewitt. 5'10 senior makes it 36 to 0. Of course, Will, before the game started, we sent Will the Thrill, as my rosters almost take off, to the store to buy some energy shots, right? And, a lot of people ask, well, why do you drink these all the time? I actually have a deficiency where my body does not create its own caffeine.
Well, you have a lot of deficiencies.
So
That's just one of them.
I have to take the energy supplement in order to make sure I have enough caffeine in my system at all times.
Okay.
And then he brings back regular strength instead of extra.
I think that is.
Is he even my child?
I think a walk home is in order.
Yeah. Can't wait for Chris Wood to look up here so we can wave, but he's big time in this.
It's kind of like when I called you all summer and you kept texting, leave a message and I'll call you back, and you never did.
I never got your call. I blocked you. So
okay.
I never actually got your calls.
Okay, understandable.
So that's my excuse.
It's a good one. I've heard worse.
Yeah, I know. The last time you called and I did that, and then I forgot, and I'm like, oh, crap.
The last time? What about the 18 times before that?
That wasn't 18 times before that. Maybe 17.
That 18th time you were legitimately busy?
I was. Like, oh, crap, this time I really can't answer.
I don't even have to think of an excuse this time.
Set to kick. Carson Hogan, another sophomore. Caught at the 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he fair caught it.
Can't change your mind after the fact. Oh, wait, they're not here yet. I take it back.
No. Now, this has gone about as well as it can go outside of the fumble in the red zone back in the first quarter for Kendrick. This has gone about as well as things could go for them, and they're doing in Zane Hobart. This is not an accident. They're playing a 1A Division I team here. You said they're playing a 1A Division I team next week.
Yeah.
And records be danged, they were going to get 2 good tests out of these games, and for a team that's looking to repeat as the 1A Division II championship, sure, they could have taken a layup and scheduled lesser teams. They probably could have done that. I don't know that anybody would have thought twice about it, but I commend them for saying, okay, let's go.
Yep.
Let's go see what we can do. And these Kendrick kids, I'm sure they remember what happened against Oakley last year.
Mm-hmm.
Final score was 40-something to nothing, and that doesn't happen much to Kendrick in recent years.
No. So 1st and 10, 41 seconds to go in the first half. So the pitch out, and as he's being blocked, he makes the one-handed tackle. Boy, Brock Boyer, the sophomore, 6'2", 195. As he's being blocked away, he reaches out, pushes, knocks him off balance, and makes the tackle.
Well, you're seeing a little bit of why people around Kendrick think this is a team that could play for 2 or 3 more state championships in the upcoming years. Fitzmaurice, just a junior. Kep, a junior. Len Clemenhagen is just a junior. You mentioned Boyer. He's a sophomore. It's Dallas Morgan, just a junior. Carson Hogan, who we've seen kicking off, sophomore. This is a young team.
And a time we never thought would come, the end of the first half. Your score, 36-0 Kendrick, all over Notus. We're going to step aside, take a break, be back with the halftime show. You're watching the 8-Man Classic live on IdahoSports.com. We'll be right back.
High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Because you already give them something money can't buy. We'll help with everything else. No matter what life holds. Mountain West Bank. Today, tomorrow, together. High school sports teams are known for their unity. No matter what's happening on the field, they stick together. Players, coaches, students, parents. One big family. That's why Mountain West Bank is so proud to sponsor Idaho high school sports. Today, tomorrow, together.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's
explore career paths, learning options, and what's possible in Idaho. So keep asking what if at Next Steps Idaho.
All right, welcome back. It's halftime here at Middleton High School, the 8-man classic. Game 1, Kendrick leads Notus 36-0. Will, tell us how we got there.
Well, it started in the first quarter with a good drive for Notus that they weren't quite able to capitalize on, had to punt it over to Kendrick, who drove down inside the 10 and then fumbled, giving Notus the ball back inside their own 5-yard line, and Kendrick was able to turn around defensively and sack Notus quarterback Benny Guevara in the end zone for a safety. That made it 2-0, 5:23 left in the first quarter. And then on the ensuing possession, after the free kick, after the safety, Kendrick's Jagger Hewitt, 14-yard touchdown run. And that made it 8-0 in favor of Kendrick, as they didn't get the 2-point conversion. That was the score after one quarter. And then in the second quarter, to say it was all Kendrick is maybe the understatement of the day. First of all, on a 3rd and long, Jagger Hewitt, an 82-yard touchdown, or I believe it was 2nd and long, I take that back. 82-yard touchdown reception from Ty Kep with 10:34 to go in the second quarter. That made it 14-0. Less than 2 minutes later, after getting the ball back, Ty Kep from a yard out with 8:36 to go in the second quarter. That made it 20-0. And then just over 3 minutes after that, it was Wyatt Fitzsimmons. He was able to take a run 3 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. 2-point conversion was good. So in the span of basically 5 minutes of game time, the score went from 8-0 Kendrick to 28-0 Kendrick. And then just for a little measure, a little bit of, a little garnishment on the fine-looking meal if you're a Kendrick fan, is Ty Kep completed a pass to Lane Clemenhagen on 3rd down, a 16-yard reception. 2-point conversion was good. That came in the final minute of the first half, 36-0 at halftime. And, it'd be somewhat cliche to say, well, the scoreboard doesn't really indicate. Well, the scoreboard does indicate it. They really do. It really does, especially in that second quarter. Kendrick consistently had an extremely short field, and they consistently capitalized. Notus's offense had a hard time getting going, especially in that second quarter. They had that good first drive that they weren't quite able to finish and punch in. And since then, they have not done much of anything. They've tried to throw some with Benny Guevara. He has not had a ton of time to throw. They've tried running the ball with an assortment of backs. And with mixed success, they've had a few good carries here and there, but they just haven't been able to string anything together. And I think a lot of the credit goes to the speed and athleticism of that Kendrick defense. Everywhere that Notus is trying to go, there are 2 orange jerseys already there and waiting. So now we get into the second half. If you're Joe Woodland over at Notus, I mean, who was the coach? Herm Edwards, who famously said you play to win the game.
Yeah,
I'm sure Notus.
Play to win the game.
Yeah, I'm sure Notus would love to get back in this and make this a game.
Yeah.
And I think that on one hand, that should be a goal is, hey, let's get a stop, let's get the ball, and let's get a touchdown, and let's just go from there. But the most important thing that they got to do is they've done an entirely decent job, Notus has, getting Kendrick to 2nd and long, 3rd and long.
Yeah.
That's where they've run into trouble. That's where Kendrick has hit some big plays, whether it's Ty Kep with his arm making a couple of really impressive throws or a couple of run plays to the outside that have found some real estate that have been well blocked and well executed. Kendrick, and remember, they started kind of sloppy. 3 consecutive penalties, something like that, and then Notus proceeds to go on a bit of a drive, and so they were, they started a little bit ragged, and then they cleaned it up a little bit, and they played much better. And now Notus, now it's their turn. You've been punched. What are you going to do? Are you going to counter punch? Are you going to punch back, or are you just going to kind of play out the string here? And that's kind of where we're at here. And I'm sure that Notus's staff, okay, guys, it's time to punch back. And there are no 36-point touchdowns.
Right.
So there's no point trying to get one. We got to get Kendrick's offense off the field, and then we've got to put together a drive, and then we'll just build from there.
And that was kind of my point, was you can't eat the elephant all in one bite. And
Nope.
they've got a 36-pound elephant right in front of them. You just got to go, you're 2 points or 6 points or 8 points at a time and go there. And then you got to come out and play defense. And their defense has been solid. It's just when you're going up against a quarterback like Kep with receivers like he has, that makes it really tough.
Yeah, it does. And one of the problems that they've had that Kendrick has been able to exploit is when they're getting into long yardage situations, they're able to find big seams either down the middle or outside the sideline. And you've got a quarterback like Kep, who we talked about in the first half. It's his 3rd year starting. He won a state championship last year. He was in the playoffs as a freshman, and he's not the only one. But,
no, right, yeah.
The point being, anything, Kep has seen it all, and he's just a junior. So, okay, it's 3rd and long. I know what to do. And on the other side, and this is just a contrast, okay? The young man playing quarterback for Notus, Benny Guevara, he played most of Notus's playoff game last fall as a freshman after their starting quarterback, Caden Clemens, got hurt. So it's not like he's never played varsity football before. This is his first start. It's a little bit different.
A little bit different.
Now the two teams he's gone up against, Butte County and Kendrick, he's probably wondering,
Is this what it's like?
Can I get a little bit of a softer landing point here?
Can I go back to JV, please?
Yeah, and he hasn't been all bad. He hasn't had a ton of time to throw. He's made a couple of nice plays with his feet, and you mentioned in the first half, and I think you were exactly right when you said it. Whether this game ends 36-0, 36-34, 60-30. This is all going to be good experience for those younger Notus players.
Yeah.
Is they're facing adversity right here, and they're going to face adversity in the Western Idaho Conference play when they play rivals like Wilder or Idaho City. They're going to be some tough moments, and what you can do here is you can file this away as a coaching staff, and it becomes a teachable moment. And so let's see what they do with it in the second half.
Notus relies heavily on their seniors. They don't have a lot of them. They've got 8 seniors on their roster. You've got Woodland. You've got Stevens. You've got Asbiazu. You've got Eli Hill, Nico Sullivan, Hunter Campbell, and, of course, Connor Stafford. These are guys that play almost every down out there, and they're followed up by a couple of juniors and a lot of sophomores.
Yeah, big sophomore class,
so
11, 12 sophomores.
The next couple of years for Notus, they're going to have big, experienced kids.
Well, and they've got size. I mean, they've got one of their offensive linemen, Easton St. Germain. He's listed at 300 pounds as a freshman. And he's a big kid, and he's out there. He's playing. He's only going to get bigger. He's only going to get stronger. He's only going to get more experienced, and this is what's big for them. Ian Hill, we've called his name a number of times. He's a sophomore. Benny Guevara, a sophomore. So there's a good contingent of young players over there in the white jerseys.
Yeah.
And now, okay, guys, we've gotten punched. We've gotten knocked down. And there's a million different old sayings along the lines of it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up. And it's, we're going to see here over the next 24 minutes of game time, we're going to see if Notus is able to get up and if they're able to punch back. And they have to kick off to start the second half, which the way that Kendrick offense was going in the second quarter might be the worst news to Notus fans possible. But, okay, you've had a chance. You've been able to make a couple of adjustments, and now let's see if you can go make some plays.
You talk about, when we just did, Notus being a very young team. Kendrick has 4 seniors.
Yeah.
And so, if you're up there in that White Pine, if you're another 1A D2 team in the state, you're going,
Yeah.
How do we play for second?
Well, and you say that jokingly, but it's only half a joke. If Kendrick, and I really believe this, and it's not necessarily the most. Oh, there you go. There's your start. Onside kick recovered by Notus.
Boy, it hit the Kendrick player right in the foot, bounced back, which allowed them to get it. So starting things off, like you said, oh, boy, that's the worst news they can get. Well, the news just changed, didn't it? Stop the presses.
He kicked a Randy Johnson fastball right into that guy's shins.
I saw a bird actually go poof right in the middle there.
Yeah, and I saw whoever that was for Notus. I think his leg landed up here in the stands somewhere. That ball was kicked hard.
Yeah. That's the way you got to do it, and that's why, is if it hits somebody, it's going to bounce back right at you.
Yeah, Tristan Asbiazu was able to pick it up, and and now look at Notus. Here you are. You have a chance if you can put together a little bit of drive and you can get on the board.
Heck yeah. Turns, hands it off up the middle, gain of about 3, which is that's how they started the game, right? Small gains, small yards.
That first drive, the thing I thought they did really well is they were quick, decisive hitters like that.
Yeah.
As the plays slowed down, whether they were sweeps or whether they were, extended handoffs to the outside or whether they were pass plays, when they were slower developing plays, that plays into Kendrick's favor with their speed. But if you just kind of run it, straight ahead, just like this. 2 carries, first down.
There's Woodland again. This time picked up about 6 yards. Going to be just short of a first down. It'll bring up 3rd and about 1. But they just need to keep going. And, that first drive of theirs ended it in an unfortunate turnover, but they should have scored. They had
a pretty good drive.
Hop in the DeLorean, go back, and take that away. This could be a completely different game because after that, everything, the deck of cards just kind of started to fall with those big plays.
I'm being anecdotal maybe not anecdotal. I'm being very small sample size when I say this. I think the thing that we've seen so far is if Notus wants to have success on offense, it needs to be exactly this. It needs to be fullback, tailback between the guards, up the middle, and even if you just go downfield 3-4 yards at a time, when it's 36-0, it achieves 2 effects, if you will. It achieves 2 goals. Number one, it keeps your offense on the field. It keeps forward momentum going. It gives you a chance to score, but it also keeps the clock moving.
It does.
We've already got 2 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter, and when you're down by 36, sometimes positive, something to build on, positive momentum, and get out of here before somebody gets hurt is enough.
Little sweep around the left side. Tristan
Fumble.
Aspiazu just came into the game.
Tristan Aspiazu on the carry.
And little.
Boy, a fortunate bounce there as I believe one of the Notus offensive linemen was able to jump on it. I thought Aspiazu might have actually, in juking, might have almost like kicked it out of his own hand. But again, did you see? Okay, now, and I get you can't run every play as a fullback belly right up the middle.
Right.
But when they try to go outside, that Kendrick speed is closing those lanes down.
And they still got 4 yards out of it, right?
Well, thanks to the fumble, that helped a little bit.
Hey, doesn't matter how you get it.
Yeah, no,
right?
Nobody's going to ask any questions.
But a problem with that, just punching holes in your theory, can really Woodland and Hill get smacked in the mouth every play?
No.
And there's a quarterback keeper that
that was Woodland.
Oh, was that Woodland?
Well, it might have been a direct snap to Woodland,
okay.
But Woodland was on the carry. But this is where you need to lean on some of your other players. Maybe you've got Ian Hill, you've got Eli Hill. Okay, you've got maybe you put Tyler Stevens in the backfield for a couple of plays. Carter Woodland takes some carries. Maybe Grayson Benitez gets a carry. Maybe Guevara runs a straight quarterback dive a couple of times.
Right.
You mix them up. You've got a big, strong offensive line. Let's lean on them a little bit. Let's use them. And here again, it's 3rd and 7. You don't need to gain 7 yards. Just get 3 or 4 or 5 maybe.
Going to the air this time. Turns almost intercepted as he took it away from him.
Good play on the corner there. Mason Kimberling able to get in there and separate the receiver from the ball because had that ball been caught, I believe it was Eli Hill, the intended receiver, even if Kimberling makes the tackle, objective would have been met. You would have gained 3 or 4 yards, and it would have been 4th and 2.
Yep.
Instead, now it's 4th and 6, 4th and 7. That's a little longer down.
VAR in the shotgun. Trying to find somebody being rushed. Little sidearm. Caught!
Oh, great catch.
What a catch at the 22-yard line. Woo!
Grayson Benitez was able to go up and get it, and he was bracketed beautifully. There was a defender in front. There was a defender behind. And you talk about high point in the football. I mean, he didn't have a choice. It was a high throw. But Guevara gave him a chance to make a play, and he went up and made a play. That was a really nice catch.
Yes, it was. I didn't think that was going to be the end result as I saw it come off the hand.
Well, coming off the hand, I thought it was going to be a pick because it was defended so well.
There we go. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. Moving the football. It hits the turf. It's loose. Let's see who came away with it.
I think Guevara got it back, or did Kendrick? Well, looks like Kendrick got it. Yep.
Coming up with it, number 8, Lane Clemenhagen.
So now Notus has started each half with a decent drive, and each one has ended in a turnover, which if you're a Pirate fan, that's pretty disappointing.
Yep.
But took 4 minutes off the clock.
It did. We're at 7:50 here in the second.
And not that you're playing out the string to end the game, but
no.
You want to make Kendrick play some defense a little bit. They've been on the attack basically since mid-first quarter on.
It's a handoff, keeping it on the ground. Brought down hard, and they get it.
Yeah,
they're going to say it was down.
Good call. Good call. Is the ball came loose, the force of the runner hitting the ground is what jarred it loose. So that was a good call by, I believe, Chris Wood, the official here on the near side. That was very emphatic and I think a correct call. Frustrating for Notus.
Yes.
Because Benitez picked it up and he had clear sailing into the end zone for a touchdown. So I understand why they would be frustrated, but I think that was a pretty easy call to make.
So 2nd and 6 for the Tigers in the shotgun. Sending Taylor in motion. Handoff, he breaks free and near a first down.
I believe that was Jimenez again, who was in the backfield and was just holding on for dear life, waiting for help. He did a great job to get in the backfield and get a hand on the runner, but that help didn't arrive, and a great job by the runner to keep his feet moving and spring forward and pick up about 10 yards out of it.
Yeah, Fitzmaurice had his ankle wrapped up, just kind of drug, and finally came free. 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. And the shotgun again has a receiver to his right. Hands it off. He gives it to Hewitt. Boy, he stopped immediately and dropped right at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Ian Hill, the sophomore, I've been really impressed with him so far today. We've called his name a number of times, and, he's playing downhill. They are, whether it's by design or whether his reads are just that good.
Right.
He's spent a lot of time, from a linebacker position, making plays at the line of scrimmage or behind it.
Well, 2nd and effectively 10. Back to pass. Rolling to his right. Intended receiver.
Tripped and fell. There was some jockeying going on between Taylor and Benitez. I think had Taylor been able to keep his feet, I think you see a flag, but feet get tangled up, and so by the time Kep was throwing the football, Taylor was already on the ground.
You could tell there was no second option on that play either.
No, it was a one-receiver route.
Yep. Kep was like, I got nothing.
Yep, and it was a good play. He got outside the tackle and he threw it away, a perfectly legal play. And again, that's the experience.
Yep.
He knew he didn't have anything, so he got rid of it safely. And okay, let's live to play another day. 3rd and 10. It's been one of our best downs all day.
6:02 left here, 3rd quarter. Running with the football, gets tackled at the 45, and actually the tackle gave him the first down.
Connor Stafford in on the tackle, but he kind of spun him forward on the tackle, but well blocked by the Kendrick front and splitting 2 receivers far to the right-hand side, kind of shifted the weight of the defense, if you will, and Kep ran to the left side and had a little bit of a lane there and took it for the first.
With the Rocky Mountain Rumble going on over at Madison High School. Alta, Utah playing Sandpoint right now. We've got that game being broadcast. It's 16-15 Alta in the 3rd quarter. Good game over there. Back to pass. Kep trying to find somebody. Across the middle. Complete. If he gets a block, he could be gone. The blocker got away. Or the defense got away, excuse me.
Yeah, you saw Taylor trying to set up the block and just wasn't quite able to do it. And Woodland, a good job sticking with it. And, granted, it was 30 yards downfield, but he was able to make the play.
Well, and Hewitt was the blocker down there, and he had no choice because he had turned his back to him. If he tries to block him, it's going to be a penalty. So he's just kind of like, dude, you're on your own. I can set a pick for you.
Somewhat stay in the way.
Come back the other way, and I'll just,
Well, and we always have, hindsight is always perfect. Well, if he would have cut this way, if he would have turned that way, that was it was pretty well played by Woodland. Sure, you'd like it to not be 25 yards downfield, but he made the tackle.
But here we are. So a fake, pump fake. They'd go for it, coming to the left side, drug down at the 19-yard line. They're going to say right at the 20.
Yeah, I think that was the other Hill. I think that was Eli Hill who had him wrapped up around the line of scrimmage, and Kep just kept going and was able to get free.
Yeah. So Kep doing it in the air, doing it on the ground.
He's having a nice game. He's having a really nice game, and you'll always hear the who's winning the state player of the year? Who's winning the state player of the year? I think especially with Carey going up from Division II to Division I, I think most eyes are, and deservedly so, on number 7 in the orange jersey here. If he has the year that people expect him to have, I would think he would be a very, very strong player of the year candidate.
I nominate you every year.
I haven't won yet either.
Kep trying to find something over the top, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Big interception for Carter Woodland.
I don't know. It was very well played by Woodland. I don't know if the receiver stopped on the route because he thought that Kep was going to run or something like that. I don't know.
I think he knew he was going to have to play some defense.
It looked a little disjointed there at the end, but that was very well played by Woodland to go get that ball and thwart that drive.
As long as our camera guy got that.
He might have his earbuds in listening to.
I had to throw. He's 3 feet away from me.
Nicki Minaj. Who do kids listen to these days? John Denver?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I raised him to listen to John Denver, Celine Dion.
Okay.
Dion?
Whatever.
Something Canadian.
There might be 2 of them. Could be both.
Yeah. No. He listens.
So Canadian. So Bryan Adams?
He listens to a lot of Kansas. Leonard Skinner. And a big tackle for a loss. Yes. As our camera guy's now standing in front of me.
So he never even saw Lane Clemenhagen make that tackle.
Will the Pill is what we're going to call him now. Unfortunately, we didn't bring an extra headset for him today.
Boy, that's a real heartbreaker.
Less is more.
That is just so upsetting.
If I could close this window.
I mean, you could.
We'd bake.
Well, you'd probably break those wires, too.
Yeah. And there's a run up the sideline. Broke free for the first down. Another good play for Notus.
Yeah, good job getting north and south with that. And, if when you're bouncing, it's okay to slide over, but then you got to turn and you got to get going north-south again. And Hill did that very well on that play. It's when Kendrick is able to extend it to the sideline, so you're going, metaphorically speaking, east to west. Notus has had no luck, but when they've gone north and south, they've pretty consistently at least picked up a few yards.
Fumble ends up being a pitch. Yeah. That could have been disastrous. Instead, it's a 4-yard pickup.
It takes, on one hand, I don't know. I mean, I like the fact that he stuck with the play.
Yeah.
But again, when that timing gets thrown off, there was a defensive end coming up the field that he was about 2 feet away from giving that defensive end a pitch right in the numbers.
Yeah. And with nobody behind him.
No.
Clock continues to run. We hit the 2-minute mark, third quarter. Definitely the fastest quarter because Notus has had possession most of the quarter. When Notus has the ball, the clock runs. When Kendrick has it, like the second quarter, they had it most of the time, and it took about a day and a half.
Well, that's what happens when you're stopping every 2 minutes for extra points and kickoffs. And I think we're going to have a penalty on Notus here. But again, that was an east to west run.
Yep.
That was an east to west run. And coaches who are watching, D2 coaches that are watching, if Monty Madrell up in Lewis County is watching, if Deary's coaching staff is watching. I don't know that I'm telling anything they don't already know.
Yeah.
But you got to get your shoulders turned and you got to go north and south. If you try and run sideline to sideline, Kendrick is not only going to beat you there, they're going to beat you there with 3 guys.
Yeah. So that takes them back. You might have just heard 2nd and 21 as the clock starts. Minute 45 to go, third quarter. In the small victory department, Notus has held Kendrick scoreless here in the second half so far.
Well, I mean, we're looking at something now, and there's a lot of game to go. And obviously, when it's 36-0, game plans change, schemes played change, rosters change. He's open. Oh,
coming back the other way. It's complete. Given to Steven. Steven stays on his feet, gets the first down, knocked out of bounds.
Boy, he had Benitez on a deep cross open, too. He had 2 choices and made nice gain, picked up a good gain and made it third and much more manageable. But what my point was
sorry, I said first down. I was on the wrong stick. My bad.
We've essentially played 3 quarters, and 2 of the 3 quarters now the score's 8-0. Now, you can't pretend the second quarter didn't happen,
right,
because the third quarter is going to be played differently based on that second quarter. But, yeah, if you're looking at teaching points, if you're looking at things that you can sell to your kids, hey, we had our one dumpster fire quarter where they really took it to us.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, we did some good things.
Being rushed in the backfield, breaks free, tells his guy to go, and I don't know how he came away unscathed there. Kendrick had 2 opportunities for a pick. One went through the hands, one went off the face mask.
I think Kimberling actually screened Hunter Taylor because it was front and back again, and when Kimberling went up and it went right through his hands, I think it distracted Taylor just enough where you're right. It's going to look kind of funny because it basically hit him right in the throat. And, he'll probably take some good-natured ribbing and whatnot, but you're right. Those were 2 players with a good opportunity to make a play there, and fortunately for Notus, neither of them made it.
So a timeout called by Notus. Keep it right here and thank our local sponsor.
George F. Brocky and Sons, a 4th-generation business, been pricing quality peas, lentils, garbanzo beans, Austrian winter peas, among others, for over 65 years to north central Idaho and southeastern Washington. These products are cleaned and then shipped under the top-notch and sun-dried brands to nearly every continent on Earth. Our worldwide customers have come to expect quality products in every shipment at George F. Brocky & Sons. We build relationships with loyal customers to help maximize yields and ensure quality. Stop by our facility in Kendrick and say hello, and as always, go Tigers. That's George F. Brocky & Sons.
2 more games after this one, gents. A couple of good ones. Clearwater Valley, Glens Ferry, and then our nightcap scheduled to start at 5 o'clock. Oakley and Prairie.
Really anxious in that second game. You've got Glens Ferry breaking in some new players, had a couple of transfers. So really interested to see what Lonnie Funkhauser's team looks like. Meanwhile, on the other side, Clearwater Valley, a lot of key players coming back, and a lot of people expecting them to be a team that competes for a playoff spot out of the White Pine up north.
There's a completed pass. On 4th down, they picked up 2 yards.
I like the play call. It was just defended beautifully, and that was Mason Kimberling again. And we've talked about all the younger players, Kimberling just a junior. But he was right there, and, Carter Woodland is one of the better players in District 3, and Kimberling was right there with him. It was very well defended, very well done.
Some breaking 3A news.
Okay.
According to John Woostrow of the Idaho Press, they received an email from Jordan Gross, the 3-time Pro Bowler, played for the Panthers. He's now the head football coach at Fruitland. Dane Cook started the year as the head coach. They say he's not sure what happened, but now Jordan Gross is now the head coach there at Fruitland.
I live in Parma, so I'm kind of immersed in that 3A SRV. How do I say this diplomatically? It's been a tough couple of years for Fruitland.
Yeah.
It has been a really tough couple of years. And, whatever happened with Coach Cook, we're obviously not privy to that information. We may not even need to know that information. You just hope that whatever happened, we're not talking about, injuries, illnesses, big life things, and Jordan Gross, I guess, if you're gonna have a fallback option, it may as well be a former NFL Pro Bowler. You got Shea McClellan, the former NFLer down in Marsing. Now you got Jordan Gross over in Fruitland. And Fruitland played last night. Am I not mistaken? Am I not correct?
Yeah, they did.
Now they're coming up. This is the first time in a number of years that they were not basically pegged going in as the team to beat. Some people think they're as low as maybe 4th in the conference, depending. So it's a little bit of a reset, if you will, for Fruitland after some of the stuff that happened last year. And if you don't know, we're not going to rehash it here.
Google.
You can Google and find it. But it was, a little bit of a reset here. And there's a reset going on in Parma. And, Homedale's still good. Weezer's still good.
Yeah.
McCall has some kids that can play football. Payette has shown some progress.
I'm actually going to Weiser when McCall comes to town in October to see how that goes. So they lost. I believe it was DJ Green up in McCall.
Oh yeah, really good athlete. Really good athlete.
Kind of their stud athlete there. So, but you're right. Homedale just got turf. And usually when a school gets turf, Rigby just put down turf. There's a bunch of teams doing it, and you're excited. But I actually met you for the first time in Homedale.
Is that where it was?
On the sidelines.
Okay.
You were working Channel 6. We weren't webcasting yet. It was before we even started broadcasting. I was taking pictures. I was still just a young pup, and I was like, "Holy crap, that's Will Henneke." And somehow we started talking.
Dork.
I don't know how we ended up friends, but the field there at Homedale is kind of in a bowl. It's small town. Everyone's
right
around
up against the river.
Everyone's lined up against the field, and I don't know. So there's a pass back to the game and out of bounds to back. Now we can go back to Homedale. I like the grass. It made it more of a small town feel.
Well, and Homedale has turf on their baseball field too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's just their infield, home plate, mound, all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, the turf in the spring and the fall is, it allows you to do some things that you wouldn't be able to do in inclement weather.
Yeah.
Turf in the summer.
Pretty dang hot.
Turf at the end of August. They hosted the Homedale hosted the Legion Single A District Tournament. It must have been 115 degrees on that turf.
There was a run to the right side. Brought down. Sawyer Hewitt again with the ball carrier as the ball carrier.
I think that was Hewitt on the carry, or Hewer, I beg your pardon.
19.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. Wyatt Cook. I was looking at the wrong roster. Man. I believe I might have seen the wrong name, but now we're in the fourth quarter, and again, you notice if you're Joe Woodland, if you're one of those assistants over there for Notus, you can tell your kids, hey, we had our one disaster quarter.
Yep.
We have competed very well. Other than that,
yeah. And again, going back to my golf game, I've always had about one or two blow-up holes, but I consider the round a success. Sure, I had a 15 on that hole.
Yeah. It skews the average a little bit.
It does. And a timeout is taken on the field. 11:09 left. We're going to step aside, take a quick break, and be right back here in the fourth quarter on IdahoSports.com.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your number one choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
My name's Tyler. I'm a pharmacist, and I live in Caldwell. A reason why I got vaccinated is because I wasn't just thinking about me and my health, is others around me. I'm a father, husband. I want to be there for my family. And then the other main choice is because of my parents are still alive, gratefully. They're both in their late 70s, both have major health conditions, and I wanted to protect them, so I chose to get the vaccine right away.
All right, we're back. He's going to air it out. Couldn't quite get it there. That's incomplete.
Nice job by Benitez to get the hand in there and knock it away. He was trying to get turned around, and if he could have gotten turned around, might have had a chance at an interception. But seeing as how it was fourth down, might actually have been better that he just knocked the ball away.
That's exactly right.
Get the ball out, 20 – at the 19. Maybe he should have picked it off in the end zone, gained a yard.
Well, Notus gets it back. So they onside kicked the opening kickoff of the second half, got it back, weren't able to score. So starting things off here in the fourth quarter, they get it back on downs, see what they can do.
Yep.
I mean, they've had their opportunities. Got the opening kickoff, drove it down, turnover.
They've done some good things. They've been able to move the ball in spurts, but it's largely been when the pads have stayed turned upfield.
Yeah.
Like this Woodland run right here. When they've done this, they've pretty consistently done what they just did, pick up 4, 5, 6 yards. And if you keep doing that, Well, two things happen. Number one, Kendrick eventually is going to have to condense the box, which maybe gives you an opportunity on a play action or something. Maybe gives you a chance. But, again, it keeps the clock moving. It keeps Kendrick's defense on the field. It keeps you on the offensive. And, those are all good things right now if you're a Notus Pirate.
Arr. With the ball, nice stiff arm. Gets the first down and more. Again, that's Eli Hill. He's had a good game running the football today.
He's done okay. They've mixed up their ball carriers. They've mixed up some of their packages. That offensive line, specifically on those inside north-south runs, has done a pretty good job. So, again, there are things here that if you're a Notus coach, if you're a Notus fan, and there's a good number of them across the way there's some good things to build on. Those big plays on defense in the second quarter, you got to clean some of that stuff up. But there are some things that you can work with here if you're Notus.
Going to try and air this one out. Got a man open downfield. Complete stutter steps, gets away from the defense, but can't do it twice as he gets knocked down at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, he and Guevara had to do a little bit of work to get himself in a throwing range. If he was in position to throw that on time, plant the foot, and really let it fly, Benitez was open, and he had a chance to gain even more yardage. But it's a nice play there. Good recovery by the Kendrick defense to not let it go any further.
Yeah.
And now, again, you notice you're at about that 30-yard line. Now let's see if you can finish a drive here.
Don't forget, you can own the digital game file of this game. Just click the little banner there. If you're on your desktop, it's in the upper right. If you're on your phone or mobile device, it's in the bottom left. But you can just order. Wait a couple days. We'll send you a link, and you can download it, chop it up for highlights, make your own DVD, all the above. Do whatever you want.
Looking out there for Kendrick, they still see a number of first-teamers out there, but throughout the second half, Zane Hobart and his assistant coaches have done a pretty good job sprinkling in some fresh faces, getting some playing time in there, getting some rest for the starters. Like we talked about, it's important to get some reps for your younger players. It's going to come in handy down the line, but at the same time, that temperature on that turf, that's going to go up.
Yep.
It's going to go up, and if you rely on the same 8 kids, eventually there are going to be some cramps, some hydration problems. I see Cade Silflo out there right now, number 18. He's a 5'10" freshman. Who else am I seeing out there? Lane Clemenhagen, we've seen him quite a bit. 36 is out there. I think we've seen him. Carson Hogan. So we're seeing some new faces out there again, working in some new kids.
So 1st and 10. Low snap, picks it up at the 35. Has to run it himself, just kind of dives forward, gain of a couple.
It looked like he almost took a step back before the snap. So the snap might have been a little bit low, but the fact that
he wasn't there
by the time the ball got there, Guevara was, a yard further back, made it look even lower.
Next game slated to start in about an hour.
There is, I'm looking here on this Kendrick sideline, and it's a young man wearing jersey number 6. And I'm in cold sweats at pronouncing his name. He might just be Raleigh.
Raleigh, yeah. There's a run. Carter Woodland.
Did you see what he did? He had his shoulders turned. He never fully turned to the sideline. He never tried to extend it. He just kind of kept feeling that soft spot and just kind of kept going, and picked up 4 or 5 yards.
All of a sudden it's 3rd and 2 right at the 20-yard line.
Slew of new defenders in for Kendrick here. Brought in about 5 new players for this play.
Little handoff coming through. That was to Eli Hill. So they get the first down. Some red zone action here for the Pirates.
Xavier Carpenter checking in right now, number 15 for Kendrick, 5'8", sophomore, another one of those youngsters, Zane Hobart ain't shy about saying he is really optimistic about the next few years for this football program.
As well he should be.
Yeah.
really Woodland on the other side should be optimistic about his team in the next couple of years.
Yep.
Their handoff. Speaking of Woodland, gets the ball, picks up about half of what he needed, makes it 2nd and 5.
Carter Woodland, one of the seniors for this Notus team. Tanner Clemenhagen now coming in. 5'10", 150-pound freshman.
Wow.
Where's he going to be in 4 years after eating some of Mom's home cooking up there in Kendrick?
He hit the weight room, maybe grow a couple of inches in there.
6'1", 6'2", 200 pounds when it's all said and done.
Pitches it out to Hill again.
Hill again on the carry.
Hill a couple of yards, makes it 3rd and a couple.
You know, I like what Kendrick is doing on defense here, and I mean I like what Notus is doing on offense by just continuing to go north-south. But Kendrick is playing pretty disciplined defense right here. There are no gash plays.
Yeah.
You know, the players, the defenders are where they need to be, and they're not missing tackles. And this is with a number of backups working into the game.
Yeah, right. Oh, right. Under center. Has the option. Lips it out, gives it
really good pursuit. Really good pursuit. Is that Taylor?
No, it's Osbiazu.
No, I meant for Kendrick. All the way across the field there, it's kind of hard to read the black on the orange when they're shaded.
It's 4th down.
So I don't know if that was Taylor or who that was, but somebody, one of the Kendrick defenders did a tremendous job just winning the race to the spot and not giving Osbiazu a chance to turn upfield.
Clock still running, 5:10 left here, 4th quarter. 4th and 3. Handoff.
Nope.
To Hill's not going anywhere.
I think that was Xavier Carpenter who got in there and got him right around the calves and just no chance. No chance. Great job there in the red zone by the Kendrick defense. Just taking away all the lanes.
Needed 2.5 yards, and they only got 2. Close. But this isn't horseshoes or hand grenades.
And thank goodness for that.
Yes, horseshoes I like.
We do not need hand grenades on the football field.
I'm sure Andy Ankeny, the AD here at Middleton, would not be happy with that.
It would probably negate their insurance.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What happened? Can you repeat that, please?
We just proved that close does count in hand grenades.
It does.
Flag on the play.
And
we're going to get it. Looks like an offsides or encroachment or whatever you want to go.
Neutral zone infraction on
Notus. And, basically since that first possession and a half, if you will, this has been a cleanly played game. There have not been a ton of flags.
Kendrick came out and got what? 3 penalties
3 in a row.
Yeah.
They've had like one since.
We've had a hold. Not much. Not much has gone on.
Not a whole lot.
We had unnecessary roughness here on the side, or a personal foul.
And there was one intentional grounding on Notus that I recall. Now, the Notus would like to have that second quarter to do over, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure that Zane Hobart would say, okay, I wish we did a little bit more in the other 3 quarters.
Yeah.
But, man, that second quarter, they were good.
Yep.
Boy, they were really good in that second quarter.
Well, Notus has really kept them away from those opportunities that they did give them in the second quarter. Those 4th down and 12 yards. Well, they had to go to the air.
Mm-hmm. Just throwing it up over the top.
Yeah, they've been keeping it a lot closer here. That one's complete for a first down.
We haven't called Sawyer Hewitt's name a whole lot in this game, and that's the nature of Kendrick. When you've got a half a dozen 8 playmakers, not every one of them can get the ball every time.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 23-yard line.
For the most part, Notus looks like they're still going with the ones on defense. I do see Connor Stafford out there. I do see Derek Huter out there. So there are a couple of backups getting in. Who is that, 44? Adrian Avila. Looks like he's getting some reps here.
Well, that was a hard snap.
Yeah.
That got there in a hurry.
It did. It did.
you don't see the quarterback actually turn and soften the blow on a snap. And it's going to be a loss of yards. So 2nd and 15.
Well, and we're inside of 4 minutes to go here, and at this point I don't think either team is looking to hurry things up at all.
No.
Now it's, okay, we've got our work in. We know what we need to know. Let's just keep playing football and let's get out of here. And Kendrick, let's get on the bus and take our win back north.
Handoff coming to the near side. Nice stiff arm. Got away from 2 defenders, but tripped up near the 30. My goodness.
Tanner Clemenhagen, pretty good run there. Able to lower the shoulder and pick up a few extra yards.
So 3rd and 4 for the Tigers at their own 28-yard line. Right at the 3-minute mark, clock's running. Boy, and he had that stiff arm out early, too.
He did.
It's like, I'm going to put this here, and if you run into it.
If you choose to run into it, it's on you. Yep. Adrian Avila checking out for Notus, checking back in Tyler Stevens. And now it looks like Kendrick's going to take a timeout with 2.5 minutes left in this one.
Again, don't forget you can own the archive of this game. Just click the banner there on your webcast player. It's only $10, and you'll have it forever.
Yep.
I paid more than that, and I've got Will what seems like forever. He was more than $10.
You sure about that?
Pretty darn sure.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, I remember Will.
You should. Lives in the same house as you.
Turns 18 in 2 months.
Wow. In 2 months and 1 day, he will be living in a tent.
Yep.
Nice little plot of land there across the front yard.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's your decision. Fate worse than death. 2:39 on the clock. No, we love our Wilbur. We're down to 2 kids at home. Once Will graduates and leaves, we'll have just 1 for the next 3 years.
What are you going to do with yourself?
Oh, we're busier with her than we were with all 5 kids.
Fair enough.
Back to pass. Kep's going to air it out.
Oh.
Off his fingertips. Hewitt.
Kep throws such a nice catchable ball.
Yeah, every time.
Just off of his fingertips. That one just a couple inches too far. But man, it's a nice, easy ball as a receiver. It's, I think we've all seen quarterbacks where it's like, hey, that's not an easy pass to catch. And I'm speaking from my 1 year of high school football experience playing wide receiver and tight end.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
For a team that ran the triple option. My 1 catch for 10 yards, I was 5th on the team in receiving.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did not throw the ball very much.
That's a little shovel pass to no one.
I think it was for Fitzmaurice coming through, but he got tangled up in the sea of bodies, and there just wasn't really anywhere to go. It's a timing play. It's a good play to work on in this situation when you've got a 36-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go. But when the timing is off on that, it's going to be a hard play to finish.
So 2.5 left.
While we talked about number 6 for Kendrick, Ralliar, and his name is, I don't even want to try and pronounce it, but man, it would be a game changer in Scrabble. There's a player on Notus' side that I'm watching him. I want to see this man on the field. I want to see number 45, Rocky Sauce. I want to see Rocky Sauce on the field.
Rocky. They should start the chant.
A la Rudy.
So Notus has basically this last chance to put some points on the board.
Ball carrier there was Benitez, and you saw him trying to reach that out. No, I really did get all the way out here.
Yeah. Well, he's what? How tall is he?
He's probably 6'1", maybe.
Yeah, so you fall forward to get 2 yards, which is what happened.
But he was laying on the ground trying to push the ball a little bit further, like literally push it forward.
2nd and 8. turns, hands it off, gives it to Woodland. Woodland, he breaks free for yards, gets the first down, pick up a 9.
When he's had the ball, and I think that Notus fans, you're going to see more of him as the season goes on. He's an all-state level player.
Yeah.
He was all-conference last year. I believe he was maybe second-team all-state, I think, maybe on defense. I don't recall, and I'm kind of speaking out of my you-know-what. But this kid is a game changer, in the Western Idaho Conference.
Yep.
And they've got a game changer on defense, currently snapping the ball. Aaron Jimenez, the defensive lineman, he is something special too.
Nice route to the end zone, turns, and boy,
beautiful.
That just landed in his arms. Picked off. Wyatt Cook.
Boy, that was exceptionally well played by Cook.
Well played. He was playing defense, turned around, and the ball hit him in the numbers. He just had to fold his arms.
But he was able to get his head around, which is easier said than done.
True.
I mean, how often have you seen, like, a guy gets his head turned and it bangs off his arm or something like that? But he was able to turn around, find the ball, and intercept it in the end zone and realistically probably end Notus's last scoring chance.
Now stay tuned after the game. We'll award the IdahoSports.com player of the game.
Nico Sullivan on the field now. Senior for Notus.
That wasn't you naming the player of the game.
No.
Yeah. Again, punctuation is important.
Yeah, victory formation here for Hobart. So a knee or two, and we'll be out of here.
Now it looks like Gunnar Campbell coming into the game. Carter Woodland coming off. So, and we talked this ad nauseum, but the second quarter really did him in. I mean, that's the only, it would have been 8-0 hypothetically, without that second quarter. So
yeah. No, I think if you're Kendrick, you're very happy to come down here and get the win.
Sure.
You know there's some things we can work on. We were not very effective on offense in the second half. We were not as efficient as we probably would like to be. However, that second quarter, God, they were good in that second quarter. And I think that ultimately, the Kendrick coaching staff would admit, hey, we weren't perfect, but we did what we came to do.
Yep.
You got a 36-0 win essentially on the road against a Division I team. That is what they wanted to do, and they got it done, and they know that there's more to do. There's more that they can accomplish. There's better results to come.
Well, that does it. We're going to take a quick break, come back with our IdahoSports.com player of the game scoring summary, which is basically just a repeat of what you did in the first half.
Very literally, yes.
As the players are shaking hands, which I love seeing again. We missed that for a year or two, where they could punch each other in the mouth but couldn't shake hands afterwards. Love it. So we're going to be right back for the postgame show on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
All right, welcome back again. 36-0 is your score, and Mr. Henneke will tell you how we got there.
Yeah, no scoring in the second half. Kendrick, all 36 points in the first half. An end zone sack for a safety midway through the first quarter. After the free kick, a touchdown run by Jagger Hewitt, 14 yards out, made it 8-0 after one. Second quarter was the game. It was really the game, and it started with an 82-yard pass from Ty Kep to Jagger Hewitt. Early in the second quarter, made it 14-0. Then they get the ball back. Ty Kep from a yard out after a long pass took from Kep to Hewitt down to the 1-yard line. Kep then kept it himself, took it in 20-0. Couple minutes after that, Wyatt Fitzmaurice from 3 yards out, 2-point conversion, good, 28-0. So in the span of about 5 minutes of game time, it went from 8-0 to 28-0, and that essentially, for all intents and purposes, was the ball game. The final score of the game came with 43 seconds left in the first half. Ty Kep with the touchdown pass to, I'm trying to remember which one it was, Lane Clemenhagen from 16 yards out, 2-point conversion, good. 36-0 at halftime. No scoring in the second half. Notus finished the game forcing 2 Kendrick turnovers. Kendrick forced 3 Notus turnovers. There's your scoring summary, 36-0. The final score, Kendrick the win.
One last thing to do, and that's to award the IdahoSports.com Player of the Game.
We're going to go with Jagger Hewitt. 2 touchdowns, 1 on the run, 1 on the reception. He had a couple of receptions that set up scores as well. A strong game of big plays, and Jagger Hewitt, Sawyer Hewitt, Ty Kep, you can almost pull them out of a hat any given game. And the one, when we rolled the dice, the one that came up this time, and deservedly so, Jagger Hewitt, the senior, wearing jersey number 2, 2 touchdowns in the season opener, your IdahoSports.com Player of the Game.
Well, that's going to do it here for us in Game 1 of this year's 8-man classic. Coming up next, Clearwater Valley takes on Glens Ferry. So make sure you come back and click the link to watch that one as well. But that's going to wrap this one up. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production, brought to you in part by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers, as well as our local sponsor, George F. Brocky and Sons. I want to give a big thank you to Travis Mader, the event director here from up there in Prairie, inviting us back year after year, and, of course, everyone here at Middleton High School, Andy Ankeny, the athletic director, for getting us set up and going. Congratulations once again to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, Jagger Hewitt. Thanks for joining us this afternoon as the Kendrick Tigers defeat the Notus Pirates by a score of 36-0. For my broadcast partner, Will Henneke, for camera guy Will the Thrill, I'm merely Paul Kingsbury. Have a good one, everybody.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com